parang bagong graduates, no? Coming from different fields. Pwede bang bigyan mo kami ng konti lang na idea about project management before we go dun sa mas detalye pa ng ano-ano ba yung mga project management?
Okay, actually, before we proceed with explaining what project management is, dapat alam muna ng audience natin what a project is.
Okay, good.
Okay. So, di ba, a project kasi, it is something that is worked on that has a defined beginning and end.
Okay.
And therefore, defined din siya with scope and resources. So, moving forward, managing that project or what we call project management is yung application na ng knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques natin to these project activities para ma-meet natin ano yung requirements dun sa project na yun. So, that's the gist of project management.
Mm-hmm. So, technically, with that particular period of time and this amount of resources and the scope and everything, parang impact na nasa loob nun, we're trying to manage all of that during yung project management.
During the project management.
Yan. So, actually, yeah, that's the way that we do it sa Six Sigma kasi, no? Yung Six Sigma kasi, it's a project management din, if I'm not mistaken. Pero sabi nila kasi, project management daw, may tinatawag pang waterfall. Tsaka yung Agile nga. That's why I invited you to explain to us, no, even me, kasi hindi ako familiar dun sa Agile. So, ano ba yung pinakaiba ano ba yung waterfall and ano ba yung Agile? Can you give us some insights about that?
Sige, ganito. Yung Agile and waterfall methodology, it's just the same project management principle or methodology. The only difference is how they tackle the problem. Sa Agile kasi, it is, kumbaga, shorter in phases. For every sprints yung, di ba, sa Six Sigma, meron tayong tinatawag na phases. Yung take, so define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Sa Agile, tinatawag siya na sprints. So, instead of, di ba, sa Lean Six Sigma, you define first the problem, you measure, analyze, improve, and then control. Magkakahiwalay na phases yon. Sa Agile, sa isang sprint lang, nandun na yung meron kang planning for the sprint, meron kang, kumbaga, ina-identify nyo na yung requirements, and then from that sprint, nagde-develop ka. After that sprint, which is just 2 weeks time, in a minimum, after nun, meron ka ng output, meron ka ng deliverable agad in just that short span of time based dun sa requirements na pinag-discussan nyo during the planning of the sprints. Sa waterfall, all the requirements for a specific service or for a specific project, magkakasama na siya in just a period of time. Kumbaga, bulk siya. Instead of just finishing a project or a requirement in a sprint or in a span of 2 weeks, a waterfall is a type of project management na you will complete all of those requirements in a span of months and even years. So, parang doon, bultuhan, kumbaga sa term in Batangas, naka-bulk yung mga requirements and then you finish it along the way. Instead of Agile, wherein you have a specific deliverable every sprint. So do you have more time to, review what are the items or requirements na medyo kulang during the sprint 1. Pwede mong balikan ngayon when you do another sprint and then another sprint. It's unlike waterfall na naplano mo na lahat, tapos ayos kayo ng requirement, dinevelop nyo na, in the end, pag-check nyo, nabuo na yung product, eto na. Mas matagal ngayon yung release, mas matagal ngayon yung magiging span ng project management nyo or ng project nyo. So that's the difference. So if you will ask me which is better, for me, it's Agile process or Agile method.
For you're speaking for someone who works for services, tama ba?
Yes.
Or
kasi
you're
ngayon,
talking of Mm.
Kasi before when I was in the manufacturing, kasi I just recently transferred from a manufacturing industry to now an IT slash BPO slash telecom service or service industry.
Mm.
So agile practice in the manufacturing just tells you to be more efficient from the word agility, right? Fast,
Okay.
quick.
Mhm.
So agile in manufacturing just tells you to have more efficiency when you do your project, when you create your work. But then, nung natito na ako sa service industry, I've learned na, meron pala talagang specific process that involves this agile methodology. It's not just an approach to problem solving or to project management, but it's really a defined methodology where there are specific steps that requires um, people with their expertise to do or to accomplish.
So having that said, hindi naman natin kino-close yung door that agile is for services lamang, no?
Oh,
Parang
yes.
mas nagagamit lang natin maybe the methodology for services compared dun sa manufacturing because of maybe the setup, no?
Yes.
Tama
Kasi
ba?
if you will look at the track or the phase or the trend ng technology natin, mas mabilis yung change in terms of the services, IT and services. Una, dahil sa demand, 'di ba? Iba't iba ngayon yung business models eh. Kita mo in terms of yun nga yung mga service industries like Lazada or Airbnb, booking.com if I may give some examples. 'Di ba sila wala silang product pero
Okay, yeah.
nakakapagbenta sila ng services
Service, yeah.
online.
Yes.
Yes. So kasi ngayon yung services hindi na lang just the physical thing that you accomplish or you have an output face to face. Ang
Mhm.
services na ngayon digital na rin.
Yes, agree.
So, yes. So, ngayon parang in terms of agile, mas talagang na-apply siya in the service industry. However, for manufacturing kasi, what they want is kumbaga um ganun din, automation din, just keeping your equipments online through cyber physical system. Well, medyo malalim na yung topic na yon. But variances kasi yung pinag-uusapan in terms of manufacturing industry, mas importante sa kanila yung measurement ng mga metrics nila and KPIs like yield, like operational efficiency, equipment
Mhm.
utilization, mga ganon. Wherein, sa Agile, although we measure KPI, but KPI is based on what were the requirements defined as part of the service.
Mhm.
So, I think kaya naging mas gamit sa IT or service industry yung Agile, where
Mhm.
sa manufacturing naman, ang mas gamit, Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma.
Mhm. Agree, agree. Kasi pag sa manufacturing din, yung changes cannot be done parang as fast as siguro sa service eh.
True.
Yun yung thoughts ko regarding that. Okay, um in terms of disadvantages, are there other things na pwede kang mabigay sa amin? Like, yung agile ba? I mean, as a skill, is this a requirement nowadays for services or people who wants to work for the service industry? Is this a critical requirement as a skill? Pwede ba nating sabihin yon?
Hmm,
Or depende pa din sa nature ng work sa service?
sige. If you want excellence, okay?
Mm,
If you want service excellence, then I definitely say na we need agile. Kasi
okay.
sabi nga natin, fast moving ang
Mm.
technology. Digital world na pati nga karma digital na, 'di ba? So, um this agile skill or this agile methodology will help you be equipped and be prepared to adapt with this
Mhm.
fast change or with this fast-paced world, which is yung
Mhm.
service world niya, service industry. Well, it may not be a compulsory or mandatory requirement because there are several project management principles and methodologies that they've used. But
Mhm.
as per experience and as per checking sa industry dito sa Pinas and even sa Dubai, Australia, Singapore,
Ah,
they're
yes.
really into agile and agile methodology or agile
Methodology.
project management.
Okay. Point taken. So, siguro yung people who are watching, especially the young people who wants to venture sa mga project management jobs for the services, I think one of the things that you have to learn or you have to be equipped of is this agile that we're talking about here right now. So going back, so dun tayo natapos sa part na Casey here, Engineer Casey here is explaining to us yung agile. So I think dun sa understanding agile, siguro bigyan mo na lang kami ng konti ulit, no? Sorry Engineer Casey for the technical difficulties ha.
Ay, no prob.
Yan. So again, the floor is yours para mabigyan ng konting idea ulit yung mga tao about agile.
Okay. So,
So ano, doon tayo
agile.
tapos sa parang
Ano tayo natapos,
uh,
boss?
yung more of the practice is this a common practice now for the services, are all industries into it right now, or the service industry organizations are they into it right now 100%, or ano ba status natin dito for agile?
Well, um, yung agile kasi ngayon, 'di ba, it's a project management
Mhm.
methodology.
Mhm.
But then aside from that, there are also other methodologies that you use for project management. So
Mhm.
I can say that not all services and even manufacturing industries use agile naman.
Mhm.
Um, kasi 'di ba, in terms of agile methodology,
Mhm.
we have shorter span. Okay?
Mhm.
There are deliverables for the project
Quicker.
kasi usually agile mas nag-boom siya dun sa part ng software development. So for the
Okay.
companies who wants their manual processes to what? To be
Mhm.
automated, for
Mhm.
those physical services that wanted to be digitalized,
Mhm.
gusto nilang gawing mobile app yung mga services. Even the payroll now is mobile app. Even the timekeeping now is mobile app, right? So usually they use the agile management. And within there, meron silang specific rule na sinusunod. And from my experience, Scrum yung ginagamit nilang methodology
Mhm.
to apply the agile principle. Well, sinasabi natin, kasi baka malito tayo, what is agile, what is scrum. So
Mhm.
agile kasi is the division of the phases of your project, which is you divide it into sprints.
Mhm.
While scrum naman, that's inside the agile project management. So you have a scrum
Mhm.
master, you have a project, kumbaga, the technicality of the project management or the specific phases or the rules for you to complete one sprint
Mhm.
is through
Mhm.
the Scrum. So parang ganun. Parang ganun yung analogy niya.
Okay. So, yan. Ako kasi
Sayang no,
ako,
naputol yung discussion natin kanina eh.
sorry. Uh, nakakahiyaman, pero yun, we have technical difficulties because live talaga yung feed natin
Mm-mm.
right now. Pero, kasi for example, coming from a manufacturing perspective, I think
Mm-mm.
the last company that I was engaged, we're trying to implement Agile then. No,
Mm-mm.
Pero I think Scrum Agile nga as a principle on how we can effectively or more effectively handle our projects. So ibig sabihin, as you were saying kanina, this is not only for services but the thought process could still be adapted by the manufacturing, tama.
Yes.
Ah. Pero in terms
Kasi
of the project, sige, go ahead,
kasi
sorry.
according nga kay sino ba yung kakilala ko? Kakilala talaga. Si um pangalan nito, ayan. Yan, sabi ni Kamlesh Ravlani. Yan.
Mhm.
Isa siyang Agile coach and Scrum trainer sa Agile for Growth. Sabi niya,
Oo.
just like its name, Agile means being adaptable.
Mhm,
When we say
mhm.
adaptable, it is the ability to gracefully adapt to rapidly changing customer needs.
Mhm.
Okay? So, puntahan natin yung part na rapidly changing customer needs.
Okay.
Um, kasi sa manufacturing, 'di ba, before you have a customer, there are contracts that you need to sign, right? And then they define what are the requirements that they need. But then, in a manufacturing industry kasi, most likely, in terms of, for example, electronics or
Mhm,
semiconductors,
mhm.
kapag sila nag-define ng requirements nila, numerical, di ba?
Mhm.
Numerical sila. We want this much of number of products with this measurement, with this performance, with this quality, with this cost.
Mhm.
Okay. So, sa services naman, sinasabi niya, anong requirements ni customer? I want my service to be this fast, this responsive, this user friendly
Mhm.
or customer friendly, and this productive with this much of cost only.
Mhm.
So, through, kasi sa Agile, mas kaya lang, feeling ko kaya lang nag-boom siya sa service industry kasi mas mabilis magbago yung customer needs or customer requirements. Unlike
Mhm.
kasi sa manufacturing,
Oo.
yung customer requirements noon for the whole 10 years or for the whole 5 years na nag-ano tayo na nag-agree yung manufacturer for example, a
Mhm.
semiconductor electronics
Mhm.
company with their customer, naka-define na yon. Ito yung gusto namin. It wouldn't change for, for like a span of 1 year or 2 years.
Mhm.
Unlike
Agree.
sa unlike sa service industry, if you want something January, it changes in June, like that. So
Mhm.
if you want a process like this fast, this February, then something new will come, and then another change in requirement will come by April or by July. Through Agile, they can adapt more on
Mhm.
those changing customer needs.
Okay, so having that said, para ngayon naiisip ko that whenever you want to ano yun, whenever you want to go quicker, no, it parang kaya nga agile, no? Kaya nga agile siya. So, okay, so now I understand why yung mga previous ko na mga immediate superior, they want me to learn agile on top of me having this waterfall methodology through Six Sigma being practiced. Kasi if you will combine the thought process, parang mas effective siya. Parang ganun yung nakikita ko. Tama ba?
True, true.
Okay.
Kasi 'di ba, a Six Sigma project will be accomplished 90 days to 6 months, right?
Yeah,
From
3 months.
define,
Yeah, 3 months to
yeah,
6 months, right?
yes. Sorry, I'll use common
Para
ano
hindi
tawag
mag
doon?
para
Value, oo.
para parallel yung units.
Yeah,
Hindi mag-convert yung
3
ating mga
months to, yes.
3 months
So
to
3
6
to
months
6 months,
or
okay?
90 months to yeah.
90 days to
90 days, sorry. 90 days to
300,
sige, 6 times 3,
whatever.
180. Ayan.
Ayun.
Opo. Pero
Okay,
engineer
so,
po kami ha. Mahina lang po kami sa math. Pero engineer po kami.
oo.
Anyway, so
Well,
yun.
nasa part of
Um,
being an engineer, di ba?
oo.
Anyways,
So yun, going back, ngayon, paano ba pwedeng matutunan ng mga future agile practitioners natin or agile practitioners wannabe natin yung agile? Do you recommend some resources that they can study? May mga parang ano ba online resources ba? Because everything now kasi can be found online. So baka may mare-recommend ka sa kanila. Parang just to start with.
Okay, so there are different websites that can be opened or accessed online for free.
Mm-hmm.
And there are even e-learning courses that are available for free for
Oo.
agile knowledge, agile
Mm-hmm.
overview. If they want that, they can just type. I won't recommend a specific site for them
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
visit kasi hindi tayo sponsored joke.
Oo nga, no? Bayad muna sila, gano'n.
No, just joking.
Mm,
Kidding aside, they can just type agile methodology or agile project management through Google. It's a
mm.
free world resource. And they can learn a thing or two about that. But then, sabi nga, in terms kasi, sorry, I would like to execute or apply din kasi yung knowledge management um, met-
Principle, methodology. Oo, para kang pusa diyan, ano. You don't have your microphone on. Naka-off ka.
okay, sorry, may
Yan.
langaw.
Ay, gano'n? Okay.
Ayan. So,
Gusto niya makita sa TV.
okay. So,
Hmm.
nasa na nga ba ako?
Yung knowledge management, you want to share
Ayan, so,
everyone the knowledge management.
you can learn
Mm-hmm.
online. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can read as much as you want. You
Mm-hmm.
have all the time in the world. But that knowledge will only be a skill if it is applied.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yun.
Agree.
So, yes, you can learn a thing or two about knowledge,
Agile.
yes, about agile principle or methodology. But then it would be better and you can develop a skill if you apply it, you know, paunti-unti in how
Mm-hmm.
you manage your time,
Mm-hmm.
in your projects, or how you do your everyday or daily task. You can apply agile. You just define what is the output that I want for today.
Mm-hmm.
How would I deal about it, and how would I go with the requirements that for me to accomplish that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's simple.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
yun nga, sabi ko nga, knowledge you can acquire every time, but skill you have to practice it. You have to execute it. You have to implement and apply it.
agree, agree. So yun. So what you mean to say is that the resources naman can be found sa Google. Just type, you can just type agile and then free
Agile.
resources or free learning videos. So anything na free. So I think you can read naman. So
Even YouTube.
yeah, YouTube University. Yan. So yan. Okay, so we were about to end, and any advice dun sa mga yun nga, bukod dun sa pag-aaral ng agile, um any advice to professionals who want to be on a job na talagang intense yung agile, on top of yun nga, learning pa, practicing, do you have any other advice pa to give them?
Okay. Ako, naging madali sa akin i-practice yung agile because I was equipped by Six Sigma methodology or
Mm,
Lean Six Sigma methodology. Kasi initially that's how we manage projects through
mm,
different phases. But then um coping with the agile principle and methodology, um one thing you need is dapat time-oriented and result-oriented ka.
so
Because
time oriented. So yung first is time oriented. Well,
oriented,
yan, time
yeah,
oriented.
time-oriented kasi sabi ko nga kanina, agile minimum of 1 to 2 weeks every sprint. And
Mhm.
in a sprint, dapat may output ka na. May
Mhm.
deliverables ka na dapat i-deliver
Mhm.
yung team. So, you have to properly manage time and you have to scope your process in a defined timeline for you to be able to, have that successful agile implementation. You have to be
Mhm.
result oriented kasi nga before you start a sprint, may planning kasi yan. So from the
Mhm.
planning, you define, you assess what are the requirements that are needed, and how much time do I need for me to be able to do that? Do I need one sprint lang para sa requirement na to? Do I need 2 sprints, 3 sprints, 4
Mhm.
sprints? And in those period of time,
Mhm.
maa-achieve ko ba yung result na kinailangan ko based sa customer needs? If you are aware of that, then you can effectively manage and effectively complete or implement your agile principle or your agile project management.
Okay, okay. So, ang na-capture ko from what you've said, correct me if I'm wrong. First, time-oriented, and then second, results-oriented. So, combination of the two. Okay. So, we're gonna check if there are questions coming in dun sa live feed natin. So, guys, if you have questions, I'm done asking Casey here, Engineer Casey here about Agile. If you have questions, let us know that by trying to comment on our live feed. So I'm gonna check if meron. As of now, I'm seeing none. And mukhang konti pa lang din yung nanonood sa atin. But as mentioned, we will be having a recorded copy of this interview with Miss Casey para maayos natin yung flow nung nagputol-putol na feed kanina. So we'll be publishing a copy. Kumbaga, I replay copy. Ayan. So yun. Are there any other questions that are there any other questions that you might have regarding our agile interview with with Miss KZ? So let's wait for a couple of minutes para baka nag-iisip pa lang sila ng mga question.
I can read one question here.
Okay, meron na ba?
So, yes, by Alfonso Rainier.
Okay, okay. So
So,
sabi niya
sabi
dito,
niya,
okay, sige please, Casey.
how to handle the revisions of the customers from time to time.
Okay, actually, just to give you a background, si Rainier or si Rain is one of our current students sa Greenbelt.
Oh,
Pero siguro Rainier, if you're listening, if you're watching right now, are we talking of agile application to this question, or kasi he's from manufacturing then set up, so
mm-mm.
baka iniisip niya more of the traditional or the waterfall. So yan, if hindi niya tayo kayang sagutin as fast as he can, siguro let's take it from the agile perspective because that's our topic. Sige, please.
Agile in services or agile in
Parang
manufacturing?
agile in handling revisions of the customers from time to time. So this is from the manufacturing kasi yung parang nakikita niyo na how can we apply agile principle or agile project management on this question, but on the manufacturing setup. Can we do
Okay.
that?
Yes. Okay, ganito kasi. When you are implementing Agile, you start with the planning. Okay,
Mhm.
sprint planning. Well, prerequisite nun is you have to build your team to do it. Whenever you already have the team, you already have the budget, then you plan for the sprint. When you do the sprint planning kasi, you talk to your customers. Your customers will be the process owners.
Okay.
Okay. When you talk to these customers, they define their requirements.
Yes.
Okay? And when they define their requirements, ang role ko as a digital transformation process expert, I tell them, okay, this is your process, this is my recommendation, how to optimize it, how to improve it. Are you okay with that? Anything you want to add from there? If they answered yes, they're okay with it. And if they
Customers,
answered
they
yes,
define
they
their
have something to add,
requirements.
then we will consider it if
Yes.
it's okay.
Okay.
Then after that, we have this sign off.
And when they
with
define
the
their requirements,
customer.
ang role ko
They've
as a
signed
digital
off that they've
process
agreed that
expert,
these are their
digital transformation
requirements.
process expert,
They agreed
I
that
tell
these are
them,
the
okay, this is
recommendation.
your
They've
process,
agreed
this is
that
my
this will be
recommendation
what
how
will
to
be
optimize.
developed, okay, or what will be produced or manufactured.
Mhm.
There, they define na, okay, ano yung ibibigay na ngayon kay developer yon. Can they assess? They will assess how much effort would be that. Would that be an epic or just a minimum item? Now, the sprint happened. Okay, it has been finished, and there's this demo. Okay, nung nag-demo sila, yung developers namin, nagawa na kasi nila yung requirement. And then these process owners are invited, of course, during the demo. So, makikita ni customer, oh, nagawa ba yung gusto ko? Nakita
Mhm.
nila, parang I want something to be, to be changed. Okay?
Okay.
So, there goes na the project manager would say, ma'am, this is the one we've signed off.
Mhm.
Would you like to, you wanted to change this? Are we
Right
right?
there and then.
Yes.
Right there and
So,
then.
and then, so they've said, yes, we wanted to do this. Okay, ma'am, if we wanted to do this, these are the items that we need to do. So we need to add another sprint because we need to assess yung change po na gagawin nyo, um, it it will it take time to be developed? Do we need to add another sprint? Or pwede pa siyang ihabol during the UAT or the testing, during the testing process or the prototyping, ganon. If kayang ihabol, then it can be included as a backlog
Mhm.
for the other sprint. Kasi usually naman wala namang project na isang sprint lang. Usually 1, 2 to 3 sprints yan. So
Or
if
more
yes,
pa,
or
no?
more. Meron pa nga akong nabalitaan during the Agile meetup that I've attended nga. Sprint 50.
Gano'n
Yeah,
kadami, no?
so haba. Ang dami na nilang release. Parang release 8 na sila. So kasi every sprint magre-release ka, and then if there are changes, then you
Another
do another sprint and then another release. So yun, gano'n. That's how you can handle their changing customer needs. You just have
mhm,
to explain to them na if you have the budget, if you still have time, and
mhm,
if it's clear to you that we need to add a sprint or if it's a backlog, then we
mhm,
can do your changes. But then before we say that, we will try to persuade them na the one we've shown you is the optimized one with customer experience.
mm,
And these are the pros of what we've developed in this sprint. So if
mhm.
they still
Okay.
wanted to have the change in their
So
requirement, then
you have,
then we
yeah,
proceed. Yes.
you have
Kasi in
more
the
ano.
first place, they have signed off naman during the
Yes. So
sprint
this is
plan.
anything that you will present to them during this presentation, or I don't know if how would you call it on an agile environment. This is something that has been agreed on, right? Then if you
Yes.
want changes right there and then, it will not happen. It will take another time. So maybe thank you, Casey, for sharing your thoughts about that. Pero let me, if I may, kasi dito
Yes.
sinasabi ni Rainier, this has been evident, or they're encountering it every week. So, you're from manufacturing then, right,
Mm-mm.
Casey? So you have
Yes.
this experience that if this particular they're from I think the new product sila, new product group.
Mm-mm.
So from time to time there are scenarios or cases where customers will try to ask them for revisions of the things that they've already done, or the things that are completed. So siguro ang the thing or the advice that we can give Rainier here is to apply na parang, if kasi that's customer requirements first. If the customer really wants that particular characteristic or specifications coming from them be changed, so wala tayong magagawa doon because there are the
Mm-mm.
customers. What we
Yes.
can do, sabi mo nga, is to give them na parang these are the results based from this particular scenarios that we agreed upon, parameters that we agreed upon before this meeting. If you want to, parang if you don't want to accept it, so we have to do another round of evaluation. And that's where siguro agile should come into the picture, na mas mabilis na lang siguro natin gawin just for
Mm-mm.
us to serve the requirements of the customers. Tama ba? May sense ba yung sinabi ko?
Yes, yes.
No? So yun, Rainier, thank you for your question. We hope na nasagot namin. And there's another one coming from, let me read it for you, Casey. Another one coming from John Irick. So John Irick, the question is, how many user stories should we use for a sprint? And the second question is there a standard number of user stories per sprint? I don't know user stories.
Okay. So I think
Sige.
I can answer that.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
So for the benefit of the other audience that we have here, user stories,
Please.
ito yung ito yung Kasi sa Agile Project Management, meron tayong desired story and user story. Let's say, for example, for the Grab app. Are you familiar with the Grab mobile app?
Yes.
So, you rent a car, yan, ganyan, or whatever, transportation service. So for example, a desired story is the user can book a ride. Okay. Ano yung requirement? Yun yung user story. Ano yung requirement? So, user story. For them to book a ride, so I should be able to input my location, input the destination I want, input the my name or my details. So, yun yung user story. Now, John Eric is asking, how many user stories daw ang dapat sa sprint? At kung meron daw standard number of user stories per sprint. Okay.
Right.
It's not about the number of user stories per sprint. It's about the complexity of the user story that you've created. Okay, ganito yan. So for example, yung ginawa natin example kanina, Grab, di ba? Can book a ride. So the user story would be I should be able to input my current location through GPS. Okay. I should be able to input my destined location through GPS, mga ganon. When I type this letter, it will be ano yun? What do you call that?
Autocomplete.
Yun, autocomplete. So ganon. And then I should be able to yung kasama doon, I should be able to know the time of arrival ng driver. So for those things to happen, so for example, isang user story lang yon. Napakahirap i-connect nung app mo. Kasi may mga database yan, may solutions architecture yan. So, ang hirap i-connect ngayon nung, for example, you're using Amazon na cloud or whatever, or so database. So, i-connect nun sa Google Maps. Okay. So, for that to happen, it's an epic user story. So, i-scorean nila yon. Is it scored 35, 27, or something? Ganyan. So, i-scorean nila yon. So, at the end, meron kasing legend na if the points dun sa user stories mo, total yun ha. Ang dami mo user story. For example, you have 57 user stories for this sprint.
For a sprint. Okay.
Oh, for a sprint. Shucks, ang dami nun. So, the developer would assess, ito pong user story na to is epic. Ito, minimum lang. Ito, madali lang. Ito. I point na 1, this is 2, this is 5, and everything. Then, after all of that, the developer will assess. I think, based on this po, si Scrum Master usually yung gumagawa nun. So, for this, I need to, Scrum Master with the developers. Kasi yung developers, sila yung gagawa nung requirement. They will digitalize it. So, it will take us 4 sprints to complete those 57 user stories. Kasi ito po yung points. For one sprint, gantong points lang po yung accepted namin based dun sa contract natin. So, ganon. So, answering John Irick, it's not about the number of user stories to make a sprint, but the number of points or complexity of the user stories that will define a sprint.
Okay. So, yan. So, thank you for answering that, TC. Yan. Okay, so we have 10 minutes left for this that we are using. So, I hope John Irick, no, na nasagot namin or ni Casey yung question mo, no. Ayan, lumabo na naman po yung camera ko kasi bumalik na naman dun sa default ng laptop. So ayan, kaya mas lumaki na akong tingnan ngayon. So ayun, we're trying to accommodate further questions if you have. We still have 10 minutes left for this broadcast. Kasi kung wala na, mag-e-end na tayo. So, we're allowing like a minute or two to wait for your questions to come into our comment section, and then will Casey here, Miss Casey or Engineer Casey here will try to help us out on answering yung mga questions that you might have. Okay, so meron pa po ba? I'm seeing 36 comments but I'm reading just a few. So I don't know if we're so another question from may thread pala dito. So teka lang ha, I'm trying to source questions coming from here. So wala naman na. So nag-thank you si coming from the chat or the comment box, nag-thank you si Rainier sa atin, Miss Casey.
May Sir Felix, meron ako nabasa dyan na sabi ni Rainier, he's experiencing it almost every week. There's a solution to that.
Oh, sorry. Do we have audio for this? Yan. Sige, quick lang. Ano yung mako-comment mo?
So, Rainier, if that happens almost every week, then try to confirm with the management. So, if this is this really a valuable customer? If yes, then we cater to their needs. But then if ito lang naman yung bulk ng order nila, or like special products lang naman yung nagbabago per then I think you should stand firm sa kung ano yung na-sign off or napag-agreehan nyo initially na requirements.
Okay. Yan, sorry, but we're down to last 7 minutes.
Okay.
Wait lang ha. I think they're having difficulty hearing us. So, are you hearing us already? Dun sa mga nagsasabi na hindi nila tayo marinig? Meron na ba? So, I need someone that will validate before we close for the closing spiel. Meron ba? Malinaw ba tayo? Opo, ang hirap po pala ng technology ngayon, no? So, yan. So, teka lang ha. So, yan. We're down to 6:30. So, Casey, I think as much as we want, we don't have enough time. Maybe we do it more often. Another topic together with you about the details about Agile, no? If our audience would like to do that or would like to have that, yan. So, any parting words or any words of encouragement or call to action that you want to give our audience before we cut the broadcast?
Okay, so for all the audience that we have and we had earlier, well, in terms of Agile project management in services, this is a good thing that we're already implementing here in the Philippines. Kasi if you've known, it has been in the industry globally for like decades. And kumbaga, dahil ngayon lang nagbo-boom yung kumbaga service industry dito sa Pilipinas in terms of yung mga BPO, telecommunications, IT resources, and everything. So it's a good start. I'm not telling you to switch to if for those who are in the manufacturing industry, I'm not telling you to switch to a service industry now, but then technology is rapidly changing, and it could be a good step up for you to be adaptable and make yourself updated or informed sa ano ba yung trends ngayon in terms of technologies, process and project management. Kumbaga sabi nga natin, 'di ba? Napakagasgas na tong linyang to, pero this is a fact. Change is constant.
Okay.
Yes. So, if we don't change, yung alam natin nung gumraduate tayo hanggang ngayon, yun pa rin yung alam natin, then it would be really difficult for us to, compete or be alive here, alive talaga,
Mhm.
in this technical world.
Relevant.
So learn, yes, really, learn, 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 learn. And if it's not enough, learn. Okay. So in terms of agile, it's a good thing to learn, but better if we apply it. So I
Okay.
think that's all. And
Thank you, Casey.
Felix, for
Thank you, Casey, for
inviting.
being our first guest. I
Oh
know
my gosh.
for you and for the audience, salamat. I hope you learned something from Casey as much as I did kasi marami din ako natutunan about Agile. This is new to me. And if you want to know more about Agile, so I think if it's okay, people will search for your profile sa Facebook na I think nakatag siya dito or we will tag her dun sa rewind or replay na video na nagagawin natin or ayusin natin. But for tonight, thank you Casey, thank you for spending more than an hour like
Oo nga, no, hindi ako makapaniwala.
1 hour and 15 minutes of your precious and valuable time. So maraming salamat and sa lahat na nanonood, babay ka na sa kanila kasi we're gonna end this broadcast. So we will be having our next episode very soon. I think Monday we have a very special guest, an international guest or speaker. So yun, Casey, you have to watch for
Yeah,
it.
I will.
Okay, so again, thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank you,
guys.
Casey.
It's a pleasure.
Yan. Bye.
Bye.